Hi, I'm Tanya and I'm going to talk about data-driven global acrylamide reduction strategies that we implement in Curtis Analytics. Acrylamide is a significant problem. Acrylamide was highlighted as one of the main problems in food in 2015 by UN expert committee. Acrylamide is a health concern and the levels in food should be reduced. At that time, they were levels up to 15,000 parts per billion acrylamide observed in some food matrices. So the regulatory situation on acrylamide in Europe. According to Contam reports, the acrylamide was a concern because it indicates neoplastic and cancer-causing effects. So therefore, the EU Commission issued proposals for regulation of acrylamide reduction in 2017, and it was accepted in, again, July 2017. It was enforced on 11th of April 2018, and currently we're expecting regulatory limits for the foods that haven't done enough reduction and they still are dangerous for the human health. So according to European regulation, there is a risk management measures for acrylamide in Europe. So according to regulation, all food businesses should monitor the levels of acrylamide and they should have a record of the mitigation measures they apply. Also, according to regulation, there is a compulsory code of practice, and in regulation, indicative values have been rebranded as the benchmark levels. So, mitigation strategies and measures will be reviewed, and if the products have not gone below the benchmark levels, they may be regulatory limits. The EU impact of our work at Amstead. We have published two papers, one on effects of variety, year of cultivation and sulfur supply, and in that paper we show that if we have a sulfur deficiency, there is significant accumulation in asparagine concentration in the wheat grain, therefore sulfur deficiency should be avoided. And the second paper shows the effects of fungicide treatment on asparagine accumulation and amino acids concentrations, which shows that when the varieties and wheat is not treated with fungicide, they have twice as high levels of asparagine accumulation as the treated varieties. So these two papers prove that the sulfur deficiency should be avoided, and also proper agricultural practices should be taken into place. So to establish mitigation measures, one is sufficient sulfur supply, and the second one is a sufficient treatment of the wheat with fungicides if required. So we have measured many samples for asparagine levels in different food matrices. So for example, I'm giving potatoes and vegetable crisps, wheat under normal conditions and wheat under sulfur minus conditions. So from our results, you can see that the potato and vegetable crisps are significantly higher than wheat. And specifically beetroot crisps, we have found a very high level of acrylamide and very high level of asparagine. So beetroot crisp may be the one food that may have to go into acrylamide regulation. So wheat is generally very low under normal conditions and sulfur sufficient conditions, but under sulfur deficient conditions we have massive accumulation of asparagine. To investigate further, we did molded off analysis and we have plotted the asparagine. So on the top picture you can see the asparagine accumulation in red, which is mostly around the embryo area. And in the second picture below, you can see the asparagine levels under sulfur minus conditions, which are accumulated everywhere in the endosperm. So this significantly shows that sulfur deficiency should be avoided. To help agricultural practices in the UK, we have updated the sulfur for cereals and oilseed rape, and we indicated that the sulfur should be increased from 20 to 50 kilogram a hectare, With that, we can reduce the level of asparagine accumulation in the grain, and from that we can reduce the asparagine accumulation in the raw products which are used by industry partners. When the industry partners are using low asparagine wheat varieties and low asparagine wheat, then the general public receives safe food. We have shared our papers in high impact publications. We have 37 of them, and we have also presented our data to international conferences. So currently we are developing a platform that we would like to put some algorithms to allow food manufacturers to calculate acrylamide formation potential in their products, and we hope to develop this in the next 2 years. So Curtis Analytics was established in June 2017 in Rotterdam-Stede Incubator, and our mission was to help ensure the manufactured and packaged food are healthy, safe and environmentally friendly. We achieved this by using a combination of analytical chemistry, agri-tech processing and packaging innovation strategies. We also help food manufacturers by going to the companies and evaluating their processes by mapping asparagine accumulation in different parts of their processes and giving them the best way and the best strategies to reduce asparagine into their products. In 2020, we were under COVID lockdown, and that's why we decided to move to Discovery Park, which gave us full access to laboratory. So Discovery Park is situated over 1 hour away from central London and is in south of England. Is actually very close to Dover crossing, and is with a good access and links to UK and Europe. And Discovery Park is ex-Pfizer site. So our big move to Discovery Park was in 2020, and you can see the lab was pretty empty. But by 2021 we bought all the required equipment and we started analyzing samples from, we continue analyzing samples from private clients. So Curtis Analytics became fully independent from Rotterdam-Stede Research, and we have increased our profitability by 40%. In 2022 we passed 10,000 analyzed samples for amino acids. We usually use HPLC analysis to analyze amino acids. In the past, we used to use GCMS analysis, but because Phenomenex kit was no longer available, we had to change our processes. Currently, we are part of a 6 labs ring trial where we are evaluating our methods, and we are aiming to comply with ISO accreditation. For sugar analysis, we have about 4,500 samples, and we have analyzed them on Iodinax, and we have analyzed around 3,000 samples for acrylamide, and for that we use LCMS. We are also in a position to apply for first investment from Discovery Park. We're currently nearly 12,000 samples of amino acids. So our team has changed. Some people left, some more people came. So we're still growing as a company, and we have availability to analyze 20,000 samples for amino acids, same amount of sugars, and maybe around 5,000 samples of acrylamide. So for our successes, we have applied for Innovate UK project funded by UK government in June 2018, where we aim to develop asparagine sensor. So currently we analyze samples in about 3 days from beginning to end, but with the new sensor that we have developed during these 2 projects, we have actually have fully functioning sensor that could measure asparagine in 3 minutes. We have tested the asparagine sensor into industry establishments, but it's not easy for the factory to analyze the data. So we have applied for a further project, which is an Israel-UK collaboration, and we hope to get funded. It's partially funded by Eureka and partially funded by Innovate UK, and in this project we hope to achieve instant measurement and instant results. In summary, I'll talk about the acrylamide problem, my postdoctoral impact activities, Curtis Analytics work and team, future projects, and networking. So I would like to thank you to many people for starting the business with us and helping us establish the business and make it into success. And with that, I would like to say thank you, and I'm open for your questions. Thank you.